Malaysia and Indonesia willing to create joint fishery development area. World Bank revises downwards Malaysia's 2020 GDP growth. Thanks for choosing the evening edition of News on 2. You're with me, Renee Fong. The polio virus that infected the 3-month-old infant in Tuaran, Sabah is suspected to have originated from outside the state. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said there were two possibilities with regards to the origin of the virus, saying that it could have originated from the Philippines or the boy's family had travelled abroad. However, according to Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli, early investigation showed that the family had no history of travelling abroad. It also understood that the boy had the infection just before he was supposed to receive the second dose of vaccination.
Itu semua yang kita kena lebih berhati-hati, ya. Dia bukan mutation, ya. So sangat mustahak supaya parents semua tahu pentingnya untuk anak mereka diberikan imunisasi dan vaksinasi, ya.
Tiada gangguan terhadap aliran lintasan dan peralatan.
Malaysia and Indonesia have agreed in principle to create a joint development area for the fishery industry in overlapping maritime areas. Home Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said these overlapping waters were often contentious with claims of encroachment by fishermen and issues connected to fishery.
Kita telah mengadakan perbincangan bentuk kerjasama di antara Malaysia dan Indonesia dalam bidang kelautan, iaitu berhubung dengan soal penguatkuasaan maritim, di mana sejak sekian lama kita telah menjalin kerjasama yang agak baik menerusi satu memorandum persefahaman yang telah pun kita meterai sejak tahun 2012 yang lalu, iaitu bagaimana kedua-dua negara menerusi agensi penguatkuasaan maritim dapat menguruskan isu-isu yang berkaitan dengan kelautan, termasuklah soal perikanan dan sebagainya.
Earlier, Tan Sri Muhyiddin met with Indonesian Minister of Maritime Affairs and Fisheries, Edi Prabowo, in Jakarta as part of his itinerary during his working visit to Indonesia. He said both countries will renew the Memorandum of Understanding on the issue next year, previously signed in 2012. Commenting on the new Indonesian policy, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said it was a positive development in fostering good relations between the two countries and related parties. Kelantan has fully recovered from floods as the last relief centre in Sekolah Kebangsaan Pengkalan Kubor 2 Tumpat was closed this afternoon. All 16 evacuees from 2 families in the relief centre were allowed to return home at 12 p.m. They were allowed to do so after their homes in Kampung Kubang Sawa were declared safe for them to return. Kampung Kubang Sawa in Pengkalan Kubor was among the villages that were affected during the first flood wave in Tumpat following the overflow of water at Sungai Golok. A special purpose vehicle SPV will be set up to implement the redevelopment of Kampung Baru. Federal Territories Minister Khalid Abdul Samad said the SPV would get the fund to buy the land with the original landowner would be made as part of its shareholder.
SPV sebagai pemilik tanah akan seterusnya mengawal selia pembangunan Kampung Baru dengan membahagikan pembangunan itu kepada beberapa pakej atau bahagian dan fasa untuk dibangunkan secara usaha dengan pemaju-pemaju yang dipilih melalui tawaran sebut harga terbuka. Dengan itu, SPV ini akan bertindak sebagai pemaju utama, master developer, untuk membangunkan keseluruhan kawasan Malay Agricultural Settlement MAS Kampung Baru yang seluas 219.91 ekar.
Speaking in Parliament today, Khalid said in order to ensure the interests of the original landowners are protected, the SPV would be led by the government. He added that the SPV would be managed by those with experience and with the participation of government-linked companies as well as private companies that have met the requirement of Malay ownership. A total of 43,520 primary and secondary school students from the B40 group and the poor nationwide will benefit from the Back to School 2020 program organised by Yayasan Pelajaran Majlis Amanah Rakyat. Rural Development Minister Datuk Sri Rina Muhammad Harun said it involved a budget of 3.2 million ringgit, including contributions from strategic partners and the private sector. For this program, Datuk Sri Rina said recipients of the aid will receive vouchers for exercise books, stationeries and school bags.
Kalau untuk sekolah rendah, kita bagi RM50 dan untuk sekolah menengah adalah sebanyak RM70. Jadi diharapkan dengan sedikit sumbangan ini dapat membantu meringankan beban kewangan ibu bapa, terutama dalam membuat persiapan untuk memulakan persekolahan anak-anak pada tahun 2020 nanti.
Road users in Sabah have been advised to use alternative routes following the landslide at the Kota Kinabalu Sandakan Road near Ranau last night. Department of Public Works JKR Ranau engineer Magdalen Evlojuman in a statement said the landslide at 9:40 p.m. had caused the main road to be cut off and the road was temporarily closed for the purpose of cleaning and rehabilitation works. He said continuous rains from afternoon into the night had been the cause of the collapse, leaving both directions at about 80 meters inaccessible. However, no fatalities were reported. In this regard, the Ranau Public Works Department has advised road users in Kundasang to use alternative routes, namely Kampung Dumpiring, Kampung Mohimboyon, Kampung Kibas, Jalan Kibas, Kampung Mohimboyon, Kampung Dumpiring or Jalan Pinausok, Kampung Kauluan, Kundasang. Road users heading towards Sandakan Kota Kinabalu can use the alternative routes Ranau, Kampung Kibas, Kampung Mohimboyon, Kundasang, Ranau Tambunan, Penampang, Kota Kinabalu or Ranau Kota Marudu, Kota Kinabalu. The Dewan Rakyat was today notified on the vacancy of Kimanis parliamentary seat. The August House received a notice from the Election Commission EC indicating a vacancy for the seat beginning tomorrow. Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Muhammad Arif Mat Yusof in a statement said the vacancy was following a ruling by the Federal Court to uphold the Election Court's decision to declare the Kimanis election result as null and void. A by-election will be conducted in Kimanis within the next 60 days. 4 men and a woman believed to be involved in drug processing and distribution since 2 years ago were arrested by the Pulau Pinang police contingent. The arrest was made during a raid in Kepala Batas last week where synthetic drugs worth about 355,710 ringgit and 121 live bullets were also seized. Pulau Pinang Police Chief Datuk T. Narena Sagaran said the drug seized consists of heroin, heroin-based, Aramin 5 pills and caffeine. Various kinds of drug processing tools were also seized.
Rampasan dada seperti mana yang ditunjuk pada pagi ini adalah 1,540 gram dada dicakui heroin base dengan nilai anggaran lebih kurang RM143,000. 13,544 gram dada dicakui heroin, nilai pasaran lebih kurang RM180,710. 43,000 gram serbuk kafein, anggaran lebih kurang RM24,000. 400 biji pil Aramin 5, nilai anggaran lebih kurang RM8,000.
Also seized were 2 cars and 2 motorcycles belonging to the suspects and 3,912 ringgit in cash. All suspects have been remanded for 7 days until 11 December to assist with investigation. The case is investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952 and Section 8 subsection A of the Arms Act 1960. The World Bank Group has revised Malaysia's gross domestic product GDP growth forecast slightly downwards to 4.5% for 2020 as compared with this year's projection of 4.6%. Its macroeconomics, trade and investment lead economist Richard Record said the slightly lower GDP forecast was largely due to weaker than anticipated investment and export growth in the third quarter of 2019. Speaking to reporters at the launch of the 21st edition of the Malaysia Economic Monitor, Making Ends Meet in Kuala Lumpur today, Record said private consumption is projected to expand at a still robust rate of 6.5% next year, underpinned by stable labour market conditions, relatively benign inflation and continued support from government measures.
Still, I mean, it's close to Malaysia's potential rate of GDP growth, and we think given some of the external headwinds, 4.5% would be a strong performance in 2020.
In the public sector, he said the planned rationalisation of the government's operating expenditure would continue to weigh on the contribution from government consumption, which is projected to grow at 1.8% in 2020 as compared to 1.7% forecast in 2019. On the other hand, Record said public investment would likely continue to contract over the near term, albeit to a lesser extent following increased planned investments by public corporations in the transport and mining sectors. The Department of Broadcasting is in the midst of upgrading its equipment and facilities to meet international standard and to effectively and efficiently disseminate information and government policies to the public. Deputy Communications and Multimedia Minister Edin Shazli Sheikh said this would be done under the Media City project, and RTM would receive additional facilities such as auditorium, music studio, TV studio, graphic system, lighting system, archival system and outside broadcasting vans.
Ini juga turut dilaksanakan di stesen-stesen negeri dan kawasan di seluruh Malaysia sebagai sebahagian daripada plan induk bagi melengkapkan sistem penerbitan penyiaran TV digital berdefinisi tinggi untuk keseluruhan RTM.
As for current and future planning, Edin Shazli said the content procurement must meet the digital TV services as targeted. To the additional question on RTM's move to compete with other broadcasters such as Netflix, Edin Shazli said that such competition did not exist as each of them had different goals.
Tidak adil untuk kita membandingkan di antara Netflix dengan RTM kerana kita mempunyai dua sasaran yang berbeza. Netflix adalah satu rancangan yang diterbitkan di atas maksud untuk mendapat seberapa banyak keuntungan, profit oriented. Sedangkan RTM ini kita lebih kepada memberi perkhidmatan secara percuma. Dengan izin, adalah lebih adil untuk dibuat perbandingan secara apple to apple. Tapi di dalam kes Netflix ini, dia tidak sama dengan RTM, yang mana sasaran penonton RTM ini adalah seluruh rakyat dan seberapa ramai yang mungkin.
Coming up in sports, Malaysian shuttlers strike 3 gold medals in SEA Games. National shuttler S. Kisonas completed her fairy tale run at the Philippine SEA Games by defending the women's singles gold medal for Malaysia. Later, men's singles Lee Zijia made it a double in the singles for Malaysia after he easily defeated Singapore's Loh Kin Yew. Kisona was only named for the SEA Games women's singles event when defending champion Goh Junwei had to withdraw from the Philippines edition following a surgery. And today, Kisona is a SEA Games champion. The world number 104 was not expected to go far in the event, but the shuttler defied the odds, stunning world number 24 Gregoria Mariskan Tunjung of Indonesia and second seed Nichawan Jidapol, world number 22 of Thailand in the opening rounds to earn a crack at the title. In the final, Kisona, who only plays in lower tier tournaments, defeated world number 37 Rosalie Hartawan 2022, 21-14 and 21-13 for the gold medal. It was a sweet double for Malaysia when Lee Zijiang defeated Singapore's Loh Kin Yew 21-18, 21-18 in the men's singles final. And to add the icing on the cake, the doubles combination of Aaron Chia and So Woo Yik defeated Thailand's Bodini Sara and Manipong Jongjit 18-21, 21-15 and 21-16. The mixed doubles combination of Goh Sun Hwan and Lai Shervon Jemmy, however, had to settle for silver after losing to their Indonesian opponents 21-19, 19-21 and 23-21.
48 minit diperlukan mereka untuk menghadiahkan emas.
In the SEA Games e-sport tournament, Malaysia has won a gold medal at the San Juan Arena in Manila, Philippines today. Yeo Eng Kin beat Thailand's Popan Werit 3-1 in the Hearthstone gold medal match. The Malaysian esports team had targeted a gold medal from the event through Weng Kin. Malaysia is making its debut in the esport at the SEA Games, and there was also some joy for Malaysia yesterday. Malaysia's Ahmad Ali Huzaifi Abdullah, Abdul Wandi Abdul Kadir, Jamil Nurullah, Izmi Hakim Hamzjid, and Muhammad Hazim Ond ended up with bronze after losing 2-0 to the Philippines in the lower bracket final of the Mobile Legend category. Hearthstone is a free-to-play online digital collectible card game developed and published by Blizzard Entertainment. Rhythmic gymnast Eza Amzan was all smiles when she posed with her 2 gold medals, the ball and ribbon, which she had won at the Philippine SEA Games. But now she has to return one of it. The 19-year-old Eza has been stripped of the shared gold medal she won in the ribbon with teammate Koi Si Yan as controversy continues to hit rhythmic gymnastics. Eza was declared as the joint winner with Si Yan on 7 December amidst protests over biased judging, but a day later, the poor gymnast was relegated to the second spot with a silver. In the medal tally as of 8 December, a statement was written that Eza has been awarded silver instead of gold by the technical delegate. The reason for the decision is unknown, but it is learned that the technical delegate decided to follow the rules from the World Body FIG according to the tie-break procedure. Chef de Mission Datuk Megat Zulkarnain Omadin has lodged an official complaint over the decision to strip Eza's gold medal in the ribbon event. He said he was puzzled that the decision was made after the medal ceremony. And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, Malaysia and Indonesia are willing to create joint fishery development area. Till then, I'm Renee Fong, wishing you good night.